Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror.
Today we're here to do our review on The Drowned.
So a non-spoiler synopsis of this film: after pulling off an art heist, three men arrive at a secluded coastal safe house and they discover that their fourth accomplice is missing. Now, is one of them responsible, or is there a malevolent ancient myth lurking at the water's edge that is responsible? And I want to let you guys know, we haven't had to do this 30 times because I couldn't say the word malevolent.
No.
You know, this is our first time doing it, so.
And he got that word right the first time.
Yep.
Yeah. So we are going to talk about the positives, the negatives, and we are going to spoil the film.
But for now, let's get into the positives.
Some of the positives, there's beautiful countryside. You really get these great overhead shots. I like a bird view shot. I think those are really great.
One huge positive for me in this film, and I mean huge positive, there's an amazing unbroken shot with a lot of dialogue as they're circling around a table. And it is just, as I'm watching it, I was just like, this is fucking incredible. Like, we are both suckers for an unbroken shot.
Yeah.
Being in filmmaking, having been on
just
sets.
know how hard that can be. So when
so
someone
hard.
can pull it off and, you know, it looks good, it's like, good for you.
And even when it's a tracking shot, like in Halloween 2018 when they did the long shot, imagine that with dialogue, kind of like Pearl, how she gave that unbroken speech. It's like that. And it's circling the table the whole time. It's a fantastic unbroken shot.
Anxiety thinking about it. Like, I gotta remember all that shit for how long?
In one take.
Yeah, like holy
beautiful,
shit.
Beautifully done.
You always have this feeling of like who you can't trust anybody. Like everyone seems so suspicious, and like there's a lot of shit going on, and you're just like, all these people are untrustworthy.
They all suck.
Yeah.
There's one person in this film I like, and we'll talk about that in the spoilers. But everybody else sucks. Acting. Great. You guys did great. However,
like
the characters
being a good human being,
sucked.
Yeah.
Like they were terrible. I love the score in this film. A lot of vocal score going on throughout the film.
It's very creepy.
Yeah. Enhances a lot of scenes. So I was a big fan of what the score was able to bring to this film.
And there's a lot of good tension. You can really feel like the tension even between like your characters.
Right.
And yeah, so it like comes back, you know, and you can feel that.
Even between who is supposed to be our protagonists, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though they suck, you know, like, everybody, you can feel tension all the time, and I love that. Even not just for us, the viewer, but with our characters as well. So those are some of our positives about the film. Now we're getting to some of our negatives of The Drowned.
So some of our negatives, the first act is pretty slow. I mean,
Like the first 18 minutes is like him driving to the house.
Yeah, him driving, him cleaning a car, which he does a really well job. Like, you know, I need my car detailed. But yeah, the first act is, it takes a while to get going.
Right. And the disorienting shots, there's a lot of shots where like they get disoriented.
Yeah.
It's a little much sometimes.
It's like I don't know.
I was watching this through headphones, and there were times where I had to take my earbuds out because it was so obnoxiously loud. And again, that's a negative on me because I chose to watch this movie with earbuds just because of the location I was at and the things I was doing. I was able to, you know, sit down, cuddle, and watch this movie with myself. And through earbuds, there were times where I had to be like, oh, because it was so loud, and it did its job. It made me irritated and, you know, anxious. So it did its job there.
And like the whispering, I don't know. I just like it. I was like, am I supposed to like know what they're saying? Because I have no idea what they're saying. So
breaking the fourth wall here, Ashley. This is one of the very, very, very few films that we did not watch together. We watched these in separate locations at separate times. So where she couldn't understand the whispering, I could, but it's because I had earbuds on.
Yeah. I also had earbuds on, and I don't know if it was just too loud or what, but I just couldn't understand the whispering.
Right.
Some of the CGI was bad. Like there was
in the pail.
Yeah, the pail, the blood or whatever. It looked like blood, but the CGI was bad.
So everybody loves to play two truths and a lie. We all love playing that game.
I've never played that game before. Truth or Dare, maybe, but Two Truths and a Lie, I've never played that game.
Bullshit. But the scene went on way too long. There was a lot of filler time
But yeah, it's like, what did we accomplish with this? Like, what did we learn?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, we literally learned nothing throughout this whole scene. There's a hint at something about a princess, but yeah, that's about the gist of it. The scene went on for way too long.
Yeah, we could have cut that way down and still got the gist of it.
Yeah.
Not really a fan of the ending. I actually was like, I still have a lot of questions, and we're done now. So what?
That kind of bleeds into our last negative here. Way too many storylines happening at once with no resolution to any of them. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about this more in the spoilers, but they make a critical mistake that I hate in a scene in this movie that I hate. I hate it as much as I hate fade outs. And you guys know how I feel about fade outs. This film didn't have any. Good job, film. But they make a critical character mistake that really irritates me that we'll talk about in the spoilers. So let's do it. Let's get to the spoilers.
Let's go. All right, guys, so now we're going to start spoiling things. It starts with a guy. He's driving for what feels like forever to this house in the middle of nowhere. Ken thinks the guy has cop vibes. I think he has criminal vibes.
Just the way he's holding the flashlight and the gun and the way he's inspecting things, like, he reminds me of a police officer. My brother's a cop, and he gives off big Donovan vibes at this moment.
I think he's got criminal vibes.
So maybe he's giving a big Ken vibe. One side of the spectrum or the other. So he goes out behind the house because he's looking in this secluded house and he can't find anybody, and he sees blood in the pond and then like a bracelet, and he starts to put it in this pail. And now we are going to talk this. They are separated from what I can tell. There's like the ocean right there, and then this little pond. And that will come into effect later on.
It's like a little, what do you call that, channel from the ocean.
Right, and it's right off in this spot.
Yeah, so someone starts calling his name, and he takes the pail with the bracelet and the blood, and he just like chucks it in the water.
Yeah. The lead, the one that we've been following, Eric, his boyfriend, Matt, who was just calling his name, it's his mom, whose blood and bracelet that was, and she's missing. So these two are in a relationship, very important to note.
Yeah.
And his mom is missing.
Yeah, and him doing that really just made him look guilty to me. So they meet another accomplice, his name is Paul, at the house. Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like the third wheel of the group at this point.
He's like the smart one that I think that like...
You forget, he's the one that managed the cameras.
Yeah, I think he's like the guy that they push a lot of stuff onto because he's...
The tech stuff.
Yeah.
They've committed a crime, and now they're getting ready to flee to America. You see them going through, and they got like American passports. And apparently they stole a painting. Like, that's what it is, I guess.
It must be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, because they're wanted.
Yeah.
But it's a painting that, again, will come into play later.
Yeah.
But they stole a painting. Good job.
So they fall under some type of like hypnosis, like they're just like that with their eyes wide open.
Their final destination.
Like their final destination. hey buddy, you okay? And they all like walk outside and they don't remember how they got there or like any of the time prior to that. Like they just remember what they were doing last, and then now all of them are
They've
outside.
lost that time.
Yeah.
Eric, he threw that pail into the water.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, his boyfriend, is in the room, and he comes out, and that pail is sitting right outside of his room in the corridor. And he sees the bracelet in there, and he starts freezing, like, my mom's dead. And Eric's like, we don't know that. Where'd you find that?
Right.
So it was in the middle of the pond. Now it's up in their room.
Which is weird, right? How did that happen?
Which I learned that a corridor means hallway in the UK because of watching this movie. Because I had no idea what the fuck a corridor was.
You didn't know what a corridor was?
No, I did not.
Oh. So Eric, he was actually sleeping with Matt's mom. So yeah, he was
banging the son and the mom,
keeping it in the family. Like, that's bad on you, Eric.
Yeah. And Paul's like, he knew it. He's like, dude, you had me watch the cameras. He's like, you had me set up cameras. Like, you need to be more careful, man. So some woman runs pounding on the door, and she's asking, freaking out, asking for the guys to come and help her. So
there's three of them, and Eric ends up saving one of them. Her name is Pixie. She had
drowned.
I guess she drowned, and
That's the name of the movie.
He does CPR for like one pump, and throws out the water and he saved her, and that's how it happens in real life.
Hey, you underestimate what can happen with one good pump.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm just saying. It's all an underestimation, baby.
One good pump
so
on the chest.
The guys tell the girls that they have fake names.
Yeah.
Except Eric, who already introduced himself, so now he's kind of pissy.
He's like, he looks at the other two like,
you sons of bitches.
Like, I mean, you could have also...
You already introduced yourself,
like,
dude.
It's not their fault that they gave fake names. You guys are fucking criminals. You're wanted.
And I do want to say, Matt is the one character that I really, really enjoy throughout this movie.
Yeah.
He is, he did help steal a painting, which, I mean, punishable by death, like, what the fuck, the painting. But he is the one character that I sympathize with, and I think is a very well-written and very well-acted character.
Yeah. So this is when they play the two truths and a lie, and it goes on for entirely too long. We find out a bunch of shit that really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all, except for the fact that one of the girls is a princess, which, like I said, it may come back into play later on. So they go out. Eric ends up making out with Pixie. Paul makes out with Denise, and then Matt sleeps with Opal. So again, these two are together, these two men, but they still sleep with women. So.
I mean, you don't really see them like sleeping with her.
But, like, Matt hears the noise, or Eric hears the noise of the sex noises, and then he smiles at the door, and then goes into the room.
Okay.
With Pixie.
Yeah.
Which is even funnier now because Pixie, Denise, and Opal their names make perfect sense. So. The boys black out again during this, and when they come to, Matt and Opal are gone.
Yeah. So they kind of have like this arguing scene, and then again they go into this like trance, and Pixie stabs Eric like in the chest, like not like it literally looks like a fork wound, like it's just like a.
We're going to talk about this scene in a little bit because this scene really, really pissed me off. When I watched this movie, it pissed me off really, really bad.
Yeah.
They try to plug their ears with toilet paper so they don't hear the sound that makes them go into the trance, and it doesn't help.
Crazy, right?
I mean, shocker.
That's weird that the toilet paper ears didn't help.
Yeah.
So Eric, he goes out and he's just like shooting blindly at the water. Yeah, and he gets pulled in, and he goes underwater and he starts like shooting the gun under the water.
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shots of the whole movie.
And you see the girls
and they look like sirens,
I was like, are
mermaids?
they mermaids? Are they sirens? Yeah. Like they're clearly some type of like mystical creature.
Mm-hmm. So throughout this movie, each one of them keeps having like different flashbacks. We didn't go too deep into them, but Paul's flashback is he sent Eric's mugshot and some coordinates to where they're gonna be to New Scotland Yard, which is London's like big police department, to set him up. This is never touched on. This doesn't matter. This means nothing to the scope of the film, except for this is their way of making you seem like Paul's a douche, I guess, for turning in this guy.
And they keep going back to that letter too, like
because it has his coordinates on it with a picture of him, sending it to New Scotland Yard. So it's one of those things where you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like what does this have I thought like maybe the women were cops and they were out there to get Eric. That's why they knew his real name.
I think everyone's a cop.
I do. Everybody's a cop.
Not a suspect. So, like we said, we're pretty sure the girls are sirens, and their songs like lead people into the water. And then you find out that the mom was actually still alive the whole time.
Just in a trance.
She was in a trance, and she has like this big chunk taken out of her leg. That part really confused me. Because why...
It makes no fucking sense.
Why do the guys only go in a trance for just a couple of minutes and then, but she's in a trance the entire time.
For the whole duration of the movie.
And
until
she's
the
like
end.
just right on the other side of the house, by the water.
So the movie ends, she goes inside and she's looking at the painting that they stole, which is now hung on the wall, and it's sirens with a guy. And she's looking at the painting, and then all of a sudden something crashes through the window, and the movie's over.
And she screams, and so...
Now, there's two big things I want to talk about right now. One, when Pixie stabs Eric, that is just to try to fool the fans into thinking, because she's like, what are you doing? Stop.
You've done something really bad.
What did you do? And then when he goes into the trance, she like gets scared, stabs him, and runs away. Why would she do that?
You put him in the trance.
You put him in the trance. Like it's one of those things that's just to fool the audience, and I fucking hate that because it's bad writing.
You ain't fooling nobody.
Yeah, you're trying to fool an audience when we're about to find out the truth in a little bit anyway. I don't like that. I think it's bad writing. I think it's lazy. Don't do that. It makes no sense whatsoever. And then the mom being alive the whole time and just in a trance. I don't know. It just really bothered me.
Yeah.
Because here's where I get really, again, the writing irritates the shit out of me. When Eric first gets to the house, he sees his mom's car. Matt's mom's car, his girlfriend.
And then they said it was gone.
And then they said the car wasn't there. Matt's like, well, the car wasn't there. I was just there. But yet she's been here the whole time. So did the sirens get out and steal her car and hide her car? Like it just, there's so much of this that just doesn't make sense. And they're doing it purposely just to try to fool the viewer. Like, if you're going to tell me these sirens got out, moved her car, got back in the water, and then came out to possess these, like take trance of these men, makes no fucking sense to me.
They're doing
none.
They're doing the most when they're sirens. Like, they don't have to do all that.
Right. So, overall, I'm going to give this movie a 1.75 out of 5. The cinematic shots were beautiful. I love, the countryside. I do love that. And I think the actors and actresses did everything they had with what they were given to work with.
Yeah.
But you can't fix a bad story, to me. And I think I told Ashley this last night. I said, the reason I usually don't get mad at a movie, I got mad at this movie because this had such potential to be fucking great.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that they were able to capitalize on what they were really trying to do and the story they were trying to tell. And they left too many things way open.
Yeah.
Like I said, the police thing left way open. The mom's car left way open. Where the fuck are our guys? Obviously, they're dead, drowned in the water. Like, show me something. I at least want to see someone die.
Maybe
I didn't get to see anybody die throughout
Maybe
this whole
they're
movie.
mermans now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, 1.75 out of 5.
I'm gonna say a 2 out of 5. Like you said, the actors did, a great job. They felt believable. You were suspicious of all of them. And yeah, like the cinematography was really great. But the story for it being boring the first half, in the end didn't really pay off. So
this is another one of those films that I think would be absolutely banger as a short.
Yeah.
If you'd give me a short of this and maybe rework that ending a little bit, this could be a fucking award-winning film. Yeah. Like I said, I was really let down because as I'm watching, I'm like, this is going to have a great payoff.
Just don't treat your audience like we're dumbasses.
That's what irritated me the most.
We're not that dumb.
Horror fans are going to see right through a lot of this.
Yeah,
and when you treat your fans,
we're already picking apart. This is what's going on. That's just what we do.
And when you purposely try to throw things in there just to throw your fans off, I agree with Ashley. I think it's super insulting. It makes no sense to the story. It wouldn't happen that way. Well, it's a horror movie, Ken. I know it's fiction, but it should still be somewhat believable in the world that you're in.
Right.
And the decisions they made weren't. So you guys should still check this movie out. It is available to rent now. Obviously, our word is not gospel, and I hope that you watch it and you fucking love it. I hope that you really, really enjoy it. So make sure you're checking this movie out for yourself. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. It does help build the channel more than you know. And follow Sledgehammer Horror on social media. Those links are in the description as well. But until next time, keep talking horror.
Stay who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.